Hey, greetings YouTube Performance Reviews, where I give you the review from the technician's point of view, and today we're going to be troubleshooting and going through the tune-up procedure and what to look for if your machine has lost suction, whether you have the Oreck or the Hoover version of this product. Please make sure to hit that bell notification so you get notified on all my latest videos. So the first step, of course, would be to go through the batteries, check the charger, make sure both your batteries have charge. We'll set that aside. Also, removing the battery means nothing's going to turn on. So the first place you want to check is just, again, with the battery off the machine, just in here, make sure there's nothing stuck in here visibly right there. Now, included on this machine right here, there are some instructions that show you how to get to the fill tube. So normally with the previous generation of Oreck XL21, you'd release these and you'd look and shine in here with a flashlight. These particular ones have been glued in place with the fill tube. This is to stop leaks and help filtration. So really only do that if you can verify there's something in there or that you're having to change the fan housing and fan. So let's get into the inside of the machine. Now this has a lifetime belt, which is a really nice feature of the machine, which means you basically only have to change the belt maybe every 5, 10, 15 years, depending on usage. So not all that often. Now, first hint is, if this is under warranty, don't do this. Look at what your warranty is if you're not sure, but don't do this if it's under warranty. Stop, call the 1-800 number, bring it to your local Oreck store or TTI service center. Most towns and cities in the US have at least one. My town has like 7 or 8 of them. So again, depending on where you are, of course, if you're in the boonies, you might have to plan that with your normal grocery trip. So the cover is going to come off. All right, cover comes off. You notice there's nothing in here. You can clean this. This is dishwasher safe top rack. Just make sure you cover the label. So now we've come into the land of technology compared to the XL21. There's a couple of things going on in here. You notice how heavy duty these DC wires are going into this. Let's see, it's only 20 volts, 4 amp hours. It's still a bit of electricity going into a cordless machine. More so than maybe your car. You notice there's a couple sensors here. The first off is there's an additional micro switch. Now this is something that would go bad just with use. And that's the sensor whether or not this is in the upright position, which is important so it doesn't run away from you or continue vacuuming. The other thing that's going on is on the brush roller. You can't see it because mine's full of hair. But you see that there's a magnet right here. This magnet is a spin indicator, and on the other side in here, there's a sensor that when something gets stuck in here, it turns it off. This saves the motor, saves the rest of the electronics. So it is important to use genuine brush rollers. The next little thing in here, so we have that lifetime belt I was talking about earlier. There it is. This is proven technology. I'm not really worried about it. They are widely available at your Oreck dealer if you do break one. The brush roller on this is a little softer than the Oreck version. Sealed cartridge bearings. You can get to this side, get in here, clean it, lubricate it if you want. This is an item that you would normally change every 2 to 4 years with normal use, unlike an XL21. So keep in mind this is a wear item. Don't be afraid to change this. And both sides of the brush roller ends are eccentric. You can see, it will focus. We have normal and special. That raises or lowers the brush roller. That's your only sort of adjustment there. You have 2 gaskets right here. Sometimes they come with 1, sometimes they come with 2, depending on what your machine was. But this is a wear item. Now let's go in here and see if there's a felt gasket. I will suspect that there is. And all these screws are the same screw, which I really appreciate. I also really appreciate how they put the sensor on here. And this is something that the XL21 was such a cool machine because it was built on the older generations in terms of what parts it used. So yeah, we do have a felt gasket in here. This felt gasket is a wear item. This will need to be changed. You know, they used to do it once a year, they used to say. Since TTI bought it, the felt's a little bit better. You can probably go 2 to 4 years. I wouldn't go past that though on this. Again, depending on usage, this is going to wear. Also, if you're somewhere where the climate has certain types of bugs eat this sort of material, so that can degenerate this as well. I've seen moths lay eggs and stuff in this, so keep that in mind when we're looking in there. We'll pull this all apart. You can see the impeller. So sometimes something could get stuck in there. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for something, this is the detent. This is a wear item along with the fan housing. A lot of times you need to replace the detent and the fan housing if it's not staying upright. The motor, I'm just going to look at it. It is a brushed DC motor. There are no markings visible on it. If I had to guess, that's a Johnson. Just looking at how it's constructed, it's not the best. It's definitely a little bit better made than some of the other cordless bagged machines I've seen on the market. There are a couple others. So the circuit board is stabilized in epoxy, which will really a great thing because this thing is going to vibrate being a carpet cleaner. So I like that is stabilized in epoxy or at least some sort of glue. It's kind of softer than most epoxies. Moloch styles of quick disconnects on this board are really welcome, that you can just plug and unplug everything. This makes servicing really simple. These clips here are to remove the top fascia if you want to change that, or put the Hoover logo on the Oreck and vice versa. That sort of thing. It's all really serviceable. Again, time-proven design. Nothing bad to say. They've worked out all the corks and stuff. This new base plate is so much stronger than the previous generation. And the way this is all put together, it is sandwich construction, so keep in mind, it does rely on all the pieces being put together to be structurally sound. One other thing is everything about the XL21 is really free-flowing. You can drop a 10mm socket in there, never to be seen again, of course. And everything just kind of free flows through the machine. One little bit I want to tell you about Oreck XL21s is they do tangle hair around the roller because the roller is thinner in diameter, so it's easier to get hair tangled. And also that chevron design is moving stuff into a certain part of the roller. In this case, the kind of off-center right here is where it moves it to, and stuff will get tangled on there. This is 3 or 4 weeks worth of my wife's long hair, which is down to her waist. Do need to, probably every 2 to 3 weeks, like a lot of other older vacuums, clean the hair off the roller. And there is a line that you can do that. This chip on the roller is from that modification I showed you in terms of eliminating that noise. As far as servicing goes, when you're doing this, what you want to do is put your buffer on low with the wire wheel. And you don't want to touch the wood, you just want to touch the top half of the bristle and just follow it on its natural course, and stuff will just fly off there. And that roller is as clean as it needs to be. Well, assuming you figured out what the problem was, it's time to put the thing back together. And you'll want to clean it, change your gaskets out, like described. This big heavy-duty wire just kind of flops around in there, so keep that in mind. He was kind of just tucked in under here, so that will help you when you're putting it back together. Everything's pretty much asymmetrical as it goes. The motor only goes in one way, the fan housing only goes in one way. Little helpful hint when you're putting this in. See how it says wires? That goes down. This is just loosely attached and will shift its place after you take it apart, so keep that Keep that all lined up right like so. And now this line here should be even around this ring. You want to reference this when you're putting it together. And they should be snug, but you're not looking for a lot of torque. Again, same on this side. There should be no exposed gasket, no excessive amount of wobble. So that's all on there. Excellent. That all looks great. When you put this back, again, you want to make sure the special and normal. And you can see when you do this, depending on which way you put that in, is which way the brush is going to sit. So we're going to put it in on normal. And then with our belt, something you can do with this is just take a dry brush and just on the inside of it, you just want to brush out. You can clean the shaft if necessary. There really shouldn't be anything melted on this. And then we're just going to roll this belt on. This belt's actually made in the EU. And that's good. So we've got all that. We're going to snap all this back together. Again, you can dishwash this if you want. Wipe it off. I'm going to give it some compressed air, my preferred method. These side brushes, if they wear out, you can change them. I've never really found them to be of much use. Oh, and those, just a little quick note. If you bring this to an authorized dealer and they tell you you need a part changed and it's not under warranty, there's a whole bunch of these things that are considered wear items, like the squeegee or micro sweep, the brush roller, the detent here. Those are wear items, like motor, the circuit board. Those are the sort of things that would be covered under warranty. The housing's really going to be up to the dealer, whether or not they're going to cover this part under warranty. So, you know, if you don't like what some dealer in your town's telling you, go to the other one. There's usually more than one. If there's just one, sorry. You chose the wrong place for vacuums, I guess. So that just all wiggles on. It's not as precise or as nice fitting as the XL21, but once it gets put together, it's more solid than the XL21. So I do consider this to be an improvement in the base. Put all the screws in. And it's nice that they have, most of these screws are the same screw. If I could find the hole. Maybe if I spin on it. You'll have to excuse my lewd sense of humor here. Let's get all that. And again, you want to do just like a torque pattern when you tighten this. Kind of cross tighten it just like you would lug nuts on your car. Oh, I found my 10mm. How about that? So all that's torqued. As far as wheels are concerned, I like to wipe them off. Even just a quick use, you'd be surprised how dirty your floors are, or the customer's floors, depending on who's watching this. So I'm just going to wipe them off. Same with the micro sweep. You want to wipe it off or replace it if that's a part that's still available by itself. Next little thing I like to do is I like to just put a little bit of tri-flow in the wheels. This is going to eliminate any squeaking. Now some dealers will spray silicone on the bottom of this. I don't recommend it. It attracts dirt. It doesn't really have any benefit to the customer after about a week when it rubs off. So all that should be good to go. Let's reattach the rubber bands and put the battery in. Of course, this machine also has to be in the down position to work, so let's make sure it's in the down position. I love doing that. Excellent. Well, I hope that's helped you either decide not to take your machine apart and bring it to a dealer, or if you're a dealer, I hope this helped you take it apart, or if you're an individual and you managed to go through this feat without voiding your warranty or hurting the machine, congratulations to you. I'm not liable if you did hurt your machine. Have a wonderful day. Check out one of my other repair or review videos. Give this video a thumbs up, and again, check out those links below. It's a great way to help the channel.